Archangels, ghosts, and Bigfoot. Oh my. It's just another night for Supernatural Girls. Real stories, real answers to life's biggest supernatural mysteries. And now for another exciting interview with paranormal experts from this world and others. Here's your host, paranormal researcher Patricia Baker, on the one, the only Supernatural Girls.
Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Supernatural Girls. I am your host, Patricia Baker. I'm here with my co-host all the way from Tucson, Miss PK. How are you tonight?
Absolutely fabulous. It's a beautiful day here. Nice and warm. Actually, you can get a suntan today. It's that warm.
Ooh,
and the breezes have been beautiful.
So. You live in such a beautiful part of the world.
It depends on what day it is.
Well,
no doubt about that.
Where are we with the numbers? What's going on?
We have to remember that the 4-month deals with the basics, building a strong foundation. So I'm going to kind of hammer the 4-month every time we talk this month because it doesn't allow us to take any shortcuts. Every time we take a shortcut this month, guarantee that your little hide is going to get a little warm from what's going to take place. Because self-discipline is going to be extremely important. And you've got to be very practical because it's all about physical labor, physical work. The more you do, the better you're going to feel. Now, we're going to deal with the fact that money can and will seem to be tight because it will be. Doesn't matter how you do it. You could have $50 in your pocket or $50,000 and you'll find a reason to be feeling broke. That's the way it is. So I'm going to say, try to avoid confronting others with. You're probably involved with some learning lessons this month. And so rather than get into a disagreement with somebody, sometimes it's good just to bite the bullet and let it go. Next month, when you're in a 5 and you can make changes, go after them then. Save it until then.
Yeah.
So you may find that many of the ideas that you're going to have right now are going to be very good because they'll be very practical. It's a good time to build for the future. And if you can save, by all means, do so. But be cautious that you don't overload your abilities because nose to the grindstone is the key to the month, period.
Okay.
Financially, physically, and definitely emotionally.
All righty then. And is Mercury retrograde coming to an end?
It is, but remember, we always have that shadow period.
Yes.
So I would consider this month hang on to your backside.
Okay.
It's easier.
All righty then. We will be hanging on.
But next month's going to be a winner. Woohoo!
Oh, yay. Okay. Good luck again. So I wanted to ask everybody, please make sure to follow us on all the social media, TikTok, YouTube. Join us on our YouTube channel. We are broadcasting live every week there also. And let's see, where else are we? The usual suspects, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that. We'd love to see you there.
Right.
So tonight, I'm not going to jibber jabber anymore because
good. I want Lon on.
I know. I do too. Yes. Well, he's at the top of the top with us.
Yes.
That's all I can say. So let me tell everybody else about him. Okay. So Lon Milo DuQuette is a best-selling author who lectures worldwide on such topics as magic, tarot, and the Western mystery traditions. He is currently the U.S. Deputy Grand Master of Ordo Templi Orientis. I hope I said that right. And is on the faculty of the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York, and the Maybe Logic Academy. His books include, now there's a lot of books, everybody. You need to go to Amazon and buy every one of them because they're all great.
Yes.
But here's a few. It's The Magick of Aleister Crowley, Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, The Chicken Qabalah, My Life with the Spirits. I could just keep talking about all the books he's written. They're all fantastic. And his new book, which he's going to be sharing with us here tonight, this beautiful book,
Isn't
The
it?
Tarot Architect, How to Become the Master Builder of Your Spiritual Temple. And you can visit Lon at londuquette.com. And Lon, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I was told to hold this up.
That's right. Look at all the
Gorgeous.
drawings. And,
What a wonderful book.
beautiful book. Look at that.
Oh, God. It's just
Wow.
fabulous.
I can't wait to get my copy.
I was just going to say the same thing. I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
I
Oh,
could have arranged that. Yeah, it's officially out May 5th. But obviously it's here.
yes.
And
That's great.
it's been on pre-sale for a long time. And if you've bought it on pre-sale, you'll probably have it in your hot little hands real soon.
Good.
That is
to know.
exciting. Yes, very good. It's amazing how you turn these books out, Lon. You are such a prolific
Oh,
writer.
yeah, just one right overnight. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it's fantastic. You're great.
those 3 years passed by real fast. Just like the blink of an eye. That's why I'm an overnight success.
It's just a super achiever. That's all there is to it.
It's true. It's true. But you have this amazing ability to take these very complex subjects,
Mhm.
weave them together, and then you make it make sense to the rest of us lay people. And we are so grateful to you. And you've done the same thing here with this book. Even though we haven't gotten it in our hands yet, this is what reviewers are saying about it,
Yeah.
that it's fantastic. And of course, we enjoy your wonderful wit throughout. But tell us, what is it that made you want to write this book?
Well, I wanted to finally write a good tarot book.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
No.
Well,
A lot of my books, like Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, and Constance and I created a tarot deck called the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic many years ago, 30 years ago by now, and which sort of draws together. It's a synthesis of like all of the magical systems that tarot is the common denominator for. All the tarot systems that are sort of based on Qabalah can all have their little place on tarot cards. Okay, so it's kind of a simple concept. But years and years ago, we made Tarot of Ceremonial Magic, and there's a book that goes with that too. That's one of the books
yes.
you're talking about. But it's like a textbook, straightforward thing that it just describes how cool the deck is. Okay, and the deck's been out for many years, and but I really wanted to have something to offer, something for people who don't particularly resonate to Crowley's Thoth Tarot or my Tarot of Ceremonial Magic, but they love tarot. They're inspired by tarot, and they use lots of other decks, the Waite Smith deck or the Golden Dawn deck or any number of I believe at last count 10,400 decks.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that many.
I only have half of them.
It's probably more than that, But if a tarot deck is a standard tarot deck with 22 trump cards that we're kind of familiar with, and 4 suits with 4 court cards and 9 small cards, or 10 small cards, we'll say. If it's a tarot deck that's arranged like that, it's already magical.
Oh,
It's already has all the magic juju, or whatever the term is, just hiding right under the ink of whatever the artwork is. If it's structured like that, it's structured on pure Kabbalistic principles, a pure Kabbalistic foundation. And every one of those cards, and taken together, tells that Kabbalistic story of the creation of existence itself.
Oh my.
And so it's something that if you're in love with the tarot, if you work with it, maybe you tell fortunes with it or something, or if you're in love with it, you're in love with it for a reason. Okay, it works for you for a reason. It resonates with you for a reason, because you've got a box of magic in your hands. And I wanted to write a book that, number one, makes you appreciate the magic that you've got in your hands, and then to install via exercises, meditations, install those mechanisms within yourself. In other words, you build your house of tarot within yourself. And because that's where it already is. Okay.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So in a sense, hopefully it's a pleasant and painless step-by-step way of actually saying, well, this is how the Kabbalah said existence comes into existence. And here's how the tarot matches up with the Hebrew alphabet, number one, the 22 trumps or the Hebrew alphabet. This is how it would happen. So create those tarot cards in the same order that existence comes into existence. Paint your own. That's why we've got all of these blank, uncolored decks.
That's great.
Okay. Here's what the color.
There's the color version. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But if you color it yourself, not only color it yourself, but add your own doodads to it, add your own little things, and then you understand why this card represents, oh, look, it's the decan that we're in right now. Okay. This card represents the 10 degrees, or approximately 10-day period we're in right now. Out why, and we find out why it is Venus in Aries, and we find out, oh, look, there's a couple of spirits that actually live in that decan. It's a little apartment building with strange.
What a fabulous way to explain this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And when you take the time, even if you're a sloppy artist like myself,
You got company.
it'll still take you a few hours to color that deck or to color that card. And if you're careful and you use the right colors, which have obviously a spectral vibratory frequency, and those colors are classic Kabbalistic colors too. Okay, and if you do it by adding an element of sound to it, because not only do they have color frequencies associated with it, they've got sound frequencies. There's a musical note that goes with every one of these. So as you're as you're humming, okay, or chanting the right note, using the right colors and everything else. It's like every one of these cards becomes at least a 2-hour meditation on that particular card, that particular Hebrew letter, that particular element or planetary sphere or zodiacal sign associated with that.
Fabulous.
Okay, so I had to trick myself into, because I'm so lazy.
Welcome to my world.
I had to trick myself into doing this, and it's not an original idea. The wonderful Paul Foster Case series of lessons of the builders of the Adytum. I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Paul Case. They make you color your own tarot deck.
Oh,
Okay, and that's what I wanted to do here too. So there are 78 full page images. Okay, of course you can color them right in the book, or you can make a tableau of them, or you can take them down to the shop and literally make yourself a cardstock. 100% customize your tarot deck. Okay, and it might take you a while to do it, but when you're finished, you'll be somebody else.
wow.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
communing with these cards, because that's the way I think of it, is you're communing with them when you're engaging.
Agree.
Different colors and the meditation, and you're relating to them as if it's alive, which it is.
Yeah.
But then something happens to the person. So what happens?
Well, it's I can't say. Well, mosquitoes won't bite you.
I'd love if they didn't.
Yeah. Look at it more like we change every day. Every day we wake up a different person. Okay, in a way, even our cells completely replace themselves every 7 years or something like that. So we're changing all the time. This is as we're changing, as we're growing, as we're evolving, because of our own inherited destiny or our own karma or our own series of cause and events that affect us. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just lubricate ourselves so that we're changing in the direction that facilitates our evolution smoother, facilitates our growth easier. Okay, and so that's what all of these attunement exercises that accompany the creation of these cards, the chanting of the vowel sounds, the working with the colors, the meditations that actually manipulate the tarot cards in reflection of what is actually structuring and holding the universe together around us. Okay, and we're actually doing it like a little cartoon show of what's happening. And as we identify one by one with all of these cards, it lubricates us. Okay, so people ask me about magic. Well, what has magic ever done for you? You're
surprise,
broke.
Surprise.
You're broke. You're always trying to sell stuff, And I really can't say. I just know what kind of a bum I really could be.
Oh, jeez.
If you knew how bad I could be, you would think I'm a roaring success.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, you found your calling, and this is it.
Well, I'm stuck with it.
It's great because you're a master at teaching the rest of us who don't have a clue as to how all this fits together and
Exactly.
how the tarot can be used with so much more meaning than just trying to predict the next thing. So it gives it a whole other level of spiritual development and really putting people back on that path. It's wonderful what you've done with this book.
Well, I'm proud of it. Okay.
Mm,
As you should be, because
Yeah.
it looks like it's fabulous.
yes.
So, and we'll just see how it works out. But like I say, it took 3 years of my life to. I was sitting in that chair right over there with the computer on my lap, just being a total bum.
Good way to go.
But actually, I had to find my original uncolored drafts of the cards,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've got a wonderful Facebook friend up in Canada, Rebecca Johnston, who is a wizard with graphics and things like that, and she cleaned them all up to just
Oh, sweet.
to beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, because I can't do,
Well, you're not supposed to do everything.
Yeah.
yes, I try to get out of doing everything.
Well, this is a masterpiece. It really is. And again, the reviews that have come out have been so stellar about the book and how you've been able to bring all of these elements together.
Right.
And again, people are always today, I see in PK, you know, we see this all the time with our audience. People are looking for a way, you know, a way to do exactly what you're talking about. And here's a perfect way. Take out your crayons, your paints, your pencils, whatever you do. And I would imagine it also gives permission to kind of get back in touch with the inner child who likes that kind of creativity.
Yep.
So there's a benefit there too.
Yeah.
It becomes more personal because
Very much
the
so.
choice of color, the choice of how you feel about something goes into it and it comes back to you. And I think it probably reminds us a lot of some of the things that we've lost along the way. And this gives us an opportunity for regrowth.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you know this, or do you recall the sense of satisfaction that you have when, if you don't think you've finished a piece of art, at least you've gotten to the point of where you've abandoned doing any more to it. But there's the satisfaction that you have looking at it, and it literally becomes in your mind a child. Okay, you've created a child. Okay, it goes out into the world. Imagine creating 78 of those children.
Incredible to think of even doing that, Lon.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well, it's I did it when I did the BOTA deck up to a point, but they weren't accompanied by, you know, I've come up with meditations and and exercises, like in the tarot trumps. There's 22 trumps.
Mm-hmm.
And with those, they're associated with the Hebrew alphabet, which created creation. Okay, just not created the universe, they created existence. And there's 2 0 cards in the trumps there. There's the 0 of the Fool, associated with the Hebrew letter Aleph. And there's this big 0 here of the last card in the series.
Universe.
The world.
The universe, right.
Mhm.
So this universe card is the mysterious sphere of Saturn. It's a planetary sphere, but Saturn is even more mysterious.
Mm.
Saturn was a titan. Saturn wasn't even a god of Olympus. He came before the Olympian gods. Saturn is the inscrutable central point. It's like the negative 0 that everything that ever has been manifested returns to at the end of an existence cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fool is the very beginning. The Fool jumps back out into manifestation. So these are the two bookends of existence.
Wow.
So I have to start with these two cards. Actually, I have them start with this one.
Oh, okay. You start at the end.
Start at the end because it's out of the end that the beginning begins. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for exercises, I don't know if I can do it because I'm wearing a turtleneck here. I have you meditate by sitting in your meditation pose with this in your shirt pocket.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And you're identifying with that central point. And then there's a series of exercises that you then visualize the Fool as bursting from your Saturn center to the infinite height and infinite depths. And that's what creates above and below.
Mm.
Then you take your
The Hangman.
Hangman card, which is the primal water, and it bursts out of you and goes straight forward and straight backwards to create front and back, or east and west, if you will.
Uh-huh.
And then you visualize the judgment card, or the in this case, the Aeon card, which is the Hebrew letter Sheen, fire, and that creates north and south.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you have it. All those directions.
So you're sitting here with the universe in your pocket, and you've just created above and below, east and west, north and south, with these tarot visualizations.
Basic.
That means you have a ceiling and a floor and an east wall and a west wall and a north wall, and you've just created the dualities of the expanded ends of those infinite expansions. And those are along with your universe card, those are the 7 double letters of the Hebrew alphabet, and the 7 tarot cards it's
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Now, for people who are working with their tarot decks and doing readings for people, I would imagine these exercises would create a whole new depth to their readings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if it's uncanny that classic divinatory meanings for the cards, excuse me, everyone, which actually only developed over the last couple hundred years. Okay. But the classic divinatory meanings of the tarot, like, love or failure, the classic cards that make you think, oh, this doesn't look good for you,
Oh, well.
It's kind of funny that when you just understand the little tiny Qabbalistic formulas, what planet in what zodiac sign. Excuse me.
Bless you.
In what Sephira of the Tree of Life, everything else. They make like a 3-part formula of planets that either get along with zodiac signs or don't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, numbers that get along with either one of those or don't. If they don't get along, you got a card that's titled Bummer.
Oh, I like that.
I have a question, Lon. I use I forget the name of it. Bless you. The deck that I use, but when I'm doing a reading, I'm trying to sometimes figure something out. Like my dog, for example, became quite ill mysteriously. Even the vet was having a hard time trying to figure out what was going on. And when I went to do a reading on it, the moon came up. So I don't like seeing the moon in readings because to me, it means a secret that's so secret, I wouldn't even have thought of this kind of thing. So I was wondering, in your way of presenting the tarot deck to everybody, is there a way to work with the moon and unpack the secret that it's hiding?
Well, when it comes to tarot readings and the use of the deck, you're trying to. Okay, one of my early chapters, I say when you buy a new deck of tarot cards, they're usually ordered in a specific way. They're not always, but usually. And if they're ordered 0 through 21 for the trumps, and then the 4 suits: fire, water, air, earth, wands, cups, swords, discs, and in order. That's the way things are in the universe. It's a perfectly ordered the universe is already running smoothly. It's already perfect. And when you shuffle those cards, you're not shuffling the universe. The universe is just fine, thank you. Okay.
Okay.
You're shuffling your inaccurate view. You're shuffling it to your misunderstanding of how you're seeing the universe. And so at any given time, the moon card could mean almost an infinite number of things, depending on the severity of your defective powers of perception. Somebody's at the door.
It's the moon.
It's the moon.
New perception.
The moon wants to be seen.
So, now the first thing that jumped into my mind, because it was your question, it wasn't my question, and but there's 2 dogs in the there's 2 dogs in the moon card.
That's right.
Okay, and the dogs dig the moon. Okay. And they dig it on because they howl at the moon like they're worshiping, okay, and wolves and things like that. And so first of all, I wouldn't ignore the obvious, and because there's a scene in Shakespeare's Falstaff, I believe. Where Falstaff has died, and his sort of funky friends are sort of eulogizing him. And his girlfriend says he died as the moon pulled the tide. Okay, it pulled his soul out. And because the dogs have this classic lunar association, and because the thing, your question, your issue concerned the health of your dog, it might have been a direct message, almost. The dog loves the moon, and maybe this is the time that he should at least feel the tug of being pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
So now, whether or not that's drawing on the, excuse me, hang on. Shall we see what this was?
Of course.
It's another mystery.
Yes, of course.
Did they have a dog with them?
No.
I should have.
That would have done it. That would have done it for me.
Whether or not, okay, whether or not that you would be any better informed in dragging out an intuitive idea from that tarot answer to your question, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You'd certainly be more lubricated to identify or to more readily recognize the mechanics that the moon card represents. So,
No, I appreciate that because I get frustrated when I see that. I feel like it's a closed door, and it's nice to have different symbolism to think about and what else this card could have as a message other than it's a secret and you can't know. So I appreciate the explanation.
well,
That's good.
my cop out with the moon card is it'll change.
And it does.
I like that. I like that. Good. It better change.
Good thought.
But I guess this is the premise of this work that you're talking about, that you've turned into play, actually, with the coloring and all. That it's all about seeing things from a different perspective. So
It lightens it so much. It doesn't make it feel as scary. Many times you'll mention a tarot deck to somebody, they go instant panic. Like, what are you trying to do to me? No, nothing yet. Keep it up, I will.
no, but this is good. Yeah, anything that helps us to create new pathways in our minds, I think, is so healing. And
definitely.
that's what some of this is doing too. It's creating new pathways for us.
Do you see that? This is on the back cover. I just saw
Learn tarot teaches you.
right there in the very
That is
center of it.
so true.
That's the universe in your pocket, right in the very center, and the up and down, right and left, and front and back are
Yes.
those three mother letter cards, and it all creates the 7 double letters, which are the ceiling and the floor and the walls and the center, and the 12 simple letters. The zodiacal cards are the 12 edges of that cube.
Right.
So, and when you're sitting in a square room,
Yeah.
all you have to do is project those images everywhere. Now, you just don't jump in and project 22 images on it, okay? But when you make them,
Of course.
make them one at a time,
Mm.
never forget that's where they go. That's what they do.
That's
So
brilliant. Yeah.
It's like a 22-hour meditation. So, but I don't want to scare you.
No, you can't do that to us.
But just in case.
We're too jaded and old to be scared. No, this is wonderful.
Lon,
Go ahead.
I have a 14-year-old granddaughter who is interested in metaphysics. She's starting to take a look at my different decks and such. What would be a good deck for her to use to try to become in tune?
Oh, the classic Waite Smith deck
Okay.
is gives you a good foundation to have a tarot discussion with anybody on the planet.
Okay.
Okay, and it I like it because Pixie Smith, the artist, she did her own thing with the small cards
Mm-hmm.
and the court cards, and it might not be perfect tarot, but it's perfect whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it is structured along the classic lines, and so there's real magic in the deck. And I would start with that, and she'll treasure it for the rest of her life, no matter what other art and tarot decks that she may want to get into in the future. And there is a video series called Kippy's Quest. I don't know if
Not heard of it.
with a K.
Uh-huh.
Kippy's Quest.
Oh.
Okay, and I guess he goes through all 78 cards.
My goodness, that would be good for her.
But it's so funny, and he's so he talks about, well, this is what Waite said, this is what Crowley says, this is all of that, but with animations, cartoons, and weird gags and stuff, just right up my alley, just.
Well, it's wonderful because I'm glad that she's interested. I want her to learn, but sometimes giving them the wrong thing to start to learn with shuts them down.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get her to. So that's great to know. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd get her a Waite Smith deck and the links to the YouTube Kippy's Quest, and just,
I never think about things like that, and I should after all what I do, but no. I'm just like everybody else. Duh.
Oh, that's great. She's going to love that.
I bet she will. That's
Yeah.
great.
And he's got this great English accent, and it's
Oh,
so
good.
What fun.
Monty Python does tarot,
That's terrific.
That's
Yeah,
great.
so have fun with that. Well, at the conclusion of this book, what is your hope for everybody that reads it?
That they give it good review.
It better.
And they go off and gain complete enlightenment and don't bother me. And don't rub it in,
That's great.
No, actually, like I say, I want them to be a different person, a more balanced, a more attuned. I use the word lubricated, but I really mean that. Lubricate your soul. And if they come away with that, also, ideally, if they come away with their own customized personal tarot deck.
So
That's the thing that's important.
Yeah.
When we put our feel into something,
Yeah.
we get twice back.
Oh yeah, more than that. And if they put the effort in, it'll be something that you can pass on to your granddaughter and great granddaughter.
Well, we're going to be working on it.
Yeah. So
No.
when you do color the cards and you relate to them intimately like that, is there anything else that you see happening with people who are doing this exercise? I mean, yeah, they get to know themselves better. They get to see things a little differently. But have you seen anybody else like come away with some other experience from doing this? Because it sounds so powerful, so mystical, so magical.
Well, it's too soon to say.
Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I can see. Yeah. I would imagine you'd be hearing from people about their experiences, and it's going to be quite something.
Yeah. So,
imagine
like I
so.
say, that's too soon to say.
Mhm.
I get a good response from my book, Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot.
Mhm.
And that's a very esoteric deck and a very esoteric subject. And I've been very gratified by the response I've gotten from that. But like the Chicken Qabalah, I actually have turned it into an experiential self-initiation process.
Mm.
And I sort of see the same thing happening here with workshops and things like that. I can't do a 78 card workshop, but I could certainly get people started with a weekend lecture series.
Mhm.
If I have the energy to do that,
Mm.
I can see that happening in the future, and then we can sort of see in real time.
Yeah, what's happening? Because, there's so many people we talk to on this show, and they're imparting some knowledge, which is very exciting and wonderful. However, what you're doing is so much more experiential for people. I mean, people get involved. They roll up their sleeves and they color the cards.
Tools for life.
They're engaging in a whole different way. So it's more than just reading a book. It's much more than that.
As a matter of fact, I suggest they buy 2 books
Oh, good idea. Okay.
or 3.
Why not?
Uh-huh. We've got friends.
Well, then you have 3 decks, right?
That way, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Your friends may stop by, you
Well,
After all, you got to share, right?
right?
caught short, So,
Yeah, never. No. And you want to be able to have a conversation with your friends about this and tell them all your fantastic experiences. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, they should have their own too. Now, this is a very unique book, I think, that you've written. Not that the rest of them aren't, but this is something so special.
Yes.
So,
Well, I think so too.
congratulations, really.
Most
And,
definitely. I can't wait to get our hands on one, right?
Oh,
the introduction is written by Mary Greer,
Oh, uh-huh.
who I consider the world's topmost living tarot authority.
oh, no kidding. Gosh.
And I've known Mary for years, and I was just very gratified that
Mm.
I shook in my boots as I sent her the manuscript.
Aw,
Did you really? Oh,
that's sweet.
So, but no, she's very kind, and I'm mostly gratified that she got it. Okay, she got
That's
what
important.
I was shooting for, yeah. And she's written a wonderful, wonderful essay at the beginning. So,
that's fantastic. Really, this is really great.
Definitely.
Dare I ask you what your next book's going to be?
it's going to be about cooking amphibians.
Cooking amphibians.
No,
I was going to say, Really?
Talking about mermaids here, you know, all the talk that's going around the internet about eating mermaids and all that stuff.
Hot fins.
Don't tell me you're into that.
Yeah. Only ones who have passed away naturally.
Okay.
There's great karma, incurred by doing it before that. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I have no idea. This I may have to expand this into a program for others to do, like the Chicken Qabalah and the son of Chicken Qabalah have. There's been groups pop up all over the world, Finland of all places.
Oh my!
Even where they do the initiations, and they actually mount them in a 3-day initiation marathon kind of thing.
That's creative.
Yeah, do stuff. That's why we're so so frustrated that we haven't had Monday night class here for a month, because it doesn't have to be a big class. So I just want people to do stuff,
Right. Exactly. Yes. Well, you're so kind to sit with us for this hour, and I know you're not feeling well, and it's very kind of you to talk about this fabulous book and be here with us. So thank you.
Well, you bet. And just in case everybody missed it.
Yes.
It's a beauty of a book. And it's fabulous inside, right?
Yes, it is.
Did you come up with that name?
Well, I approve that name for sure.
That's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yes. For everybody who needs to write it down, it's The Tarot Architect: How to Become the Master Builder of Your Spiritual Temple. Right. That is the full name.
That's the full name.
Yes.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
It's great. It's great.
We're so fortunate to have you with us tonight. You're just so special. Thank you.
That's right. See, now I got to find a way to get some chicken soup to you and Constance. That's all there is to it. I'm going to go online. I'm going to find a place that can get you some chicken soup. Now, she will eat chicken now? Chicken soup?
Well, chicken soup. Yeah.
Chicken soup, yes? Okay.
Chicken soup's not chicken.
Okay, because I don't want to offend her. I know she's very strict with her diet, so.
And we're sure the chicken's voluntarily
gave itself up
in the pool,
Okay. I know there's something that they have online, because I've seen it, and it's this package of things to just make you feel better when you don't feel well, and one of the things is chicken soup.
Chicken soup, yes, we've known that for years. And,
that's always been the first thing. I don't feel good. Let's get the chicken soup going. That's the first thing that everybody does.
It's Jewish penicillin. I make it all the time. Yep.
When I was recording at CBS in Hollywood, I'd be all hoarse and not feeling well, and we'd always, after our sessions, we'd always go to Cantor's.
Oh.
Cantor's on Fairfax. That's Eddie Cantor's.
Yeah.
And it's open 24 hours. So that's where all the Hollywood people who are dead tired, from working all day go. And I'd always get them the matzo ball soup.
Oh, heaven.
Yeah. Matzo ball was as big as one of those magic 8 balls.
Oh my! And this is the time of year for it too, Passover. So
yes, I was going to say it's Passover.
This is time. Maybe can get you some matzo ball soup. Unfortunately, we have to wrap. Just got the word here from Bill, and Lon, hope you and Constance get better soon. Thank you again so much. Congratulations on your beautiful book. It's
fabulous. Almost as good as you are.
Yes. Oh, yes, almost. Oh.
Not quite, almost.
Well, we'll be back next week, everybody, with another great show. Until then, we'll see you on the Blue Highway. Good night.
Good night.